Of all the promises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's one that you're experiencing at this very moment. It's a promise that has defied time, transcended cultures, and preserved truth in its purest form for over 14 centuries. Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Indeed, it is we, the royal we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is we who have revealed the reminder, the Quran, the truth. And it is certainly we who will preserve it. There's something remarkable here. First, notice the word we, nahnu, here, it's emphasized twice. And the second thing you'll notice is indeed, there's absolute certainty. And the word certainty, or certainly, leaves no room for doubt. So there's a divine guarantee of preservation of the truth. And I want you to think about the time of revelation. Most people, they were not literate. They did not read and write. There's not a lot of writing, and paper itself was not a thing. And so memory was the primary preservation tool. People used to oftentimes write things on leather or other places, but most times things would disappear. Many things, many books and writings on small parchments, they would change. Generally speaking, here you look at something like this 1400 years ago and you find it's a very clear type of divine promise in terms of the preservation of the Quran. The Quran is a living miracle, and the memorization of it is a preservation of our hearts. There are millions around the world who've memorized the Quran today, and tens of millions who are memorizing different parts of it, if not over 100 million people. Every continent, all ages, men and women, old and young. From Indonesia to Morocco, from Russia to South Africa, from Palestine to Ireland, all across the world. Ancient manuscripts to modern prints, and you find the consistency of the Quran. It's a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, there are multiple safeguards. It's not just written preservation, it's an oral transmission. So if the entire world lost all of its documents and books and writings in any form whatsoever, what would remain, of course, for the Muslims with perfection is every single verse of the Quran. And if you think about the technological age, even today, in our digital age, sometimes things disappear. Files can corrupt, formats become obsolete, data gets lost, even with all the different archives that we have. So you think about the past and how remarkable it is that the Quran remains unchanged. It adapts to new media, it maintains its authenticity, and it increases constantly in its reach. And it's the reason so many people embrace Islam today.